Whose side I am on, who do I support? This is not an easy question and I can't get a simple answer. In this video I want to talk about how hard the situation is for me. Of course I can compare my feeling to those in a military conflict or those who got hurt or lost loved ones. But many people, including me, are affected. I'll share my views in this video. I am Nick, enjoy watching. Since I am from Russia and live there, I have to follow its laws. So please understand me, if there are things I can't say. Many wonder what Russian people think. Not everyone agrees with military conflicts. In my opinion, supporting any military conflict is not good. We're taught kindness as kids, and that doesn't fit with military conflict. I want to go back to the day it all began, February 24, 2022. I was working on my YouTube channel and then everything changed. I couldn't believe it. I thought in the few hours Ukraine would not exist anymore, because a big country started a military action against it. For a week my friends and I watched news online all day. We discussed why it happens and what would come next. The worry and sadness we felt is hard to put in words. Please don't compare my feelings to those who faced real harm or loss. I am just sharing my feelings and everyone has their own pain. Not long ago, many of us were concerned about Alexei Navalny and thinking about Russia's future. It seems strange that our president keeps being re-elected, that retirement age increased, and scary things happened and rallies. But after February 24, it felt like people forgot about these things. Suddenly everyone had different opinions. Some blamed Ukraine and called them names. But by doing so, they acted just like what they accused others of. A normal person should not wish harm on others, right? Why about Ukraine? The answer is media influence. I am not blaming the media, but I do have a right to speak against military conflict. Why have many forgotten that our government misled us about retirement age, the dollar's value, and other issues for 20 years? It seems the power of propaganda has taken away the Russia, desire for justice. Now many are focused only on Ukraine and see them as enemies. Personally, my views have not changed just because someone told me to. I can think for myself. Honestly, I am more considerate about what happens in my own country than in Ukraine. But for many Russians, even before the conflict, they only cared about Ukraine. Over time, feelings about the conflict cooled down. Everyone hoped it would end soon, but it hasn't. Then Russia faced sanctions, making our lives harder. I understand why sanctions were put in place, but why did it get to this point? I dislike people who hate others based on media influence, but I dislike even more those who judge others by nationality. Do you get what I mean? During the conflict, the tension between Russia and Ukrainians grew. They argue online, throwing insults. It's said that if you, a reasonable Russian, try to talk to a Ukrainian, they might call you bad names, just because you're Russian. Isn't that a form of prejudice? Once Hitler, influenced by others, started to dislike Jews. He believed they were harming Germany, but probably only a few Jews did wrong things. What happened because of his belief? The rise of Nazism, World War II, and millions of deaths. I hope someone with radical beliefs, whether a Russian, Ukrainian, or from another country, watches this and asks themselves, why do I hate so much? Why do I judge based on nationality? It's like judging based on skin color, which feels like racism. Everyone has the right to dislike someone, but hating an entire race, nation or group because of a few people's actions, that's pure Nazism. I love post-Soviet countries, Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, Kazakhstan and many others. I love their mentality, culture and people. Yes, there are problems and poverty, but also opportunities and many good-hearted people. I am happy to live in such countries. I won't lie, I love Russia, but growing hate makes living here less enjoyable. I don't want to move to Europe because I love my homeland, with all its good and bad parts. Loving doesn't mean you agree with your government. It doesn't mean you have to pick a side or harm someone. To love simply means to love. I sincerely ask Russians, Ukrainians and radical people from other countries, stop seeing the world in black and white. There are bad individuals, but not bad nationalities or skin colors. We should not group everyone together. Everyone is unique and we should respect that. I choose peace and recommend it to everyone. Only peace can help our planet grow and bring joy, happiness and love. This was Nick, your friend. Thank you for listening. Check out my previous videos. Пока-пока.